Uh, Walt Fiegel reports this, of course, to his commander, Eric Carlson. After I contacted Fiegel by telephone, what you just heard, I talked to Eric Carlson and told Carlson to call Fiegel. He didn't know where he was. I mean, we're talking about some 30 years after the fact. And so they did talk. And this is the letter I got back from Eric Carlson saying he had talked to Fiegel, and they generally agreed on what had happened. I should state right now that when I first started thinking about this incident, there were a lot of details that were hazy, because if any of you have been in the military, I know a lot of you probably have, and had access to classified information. The best thing to do with that, if you're not using it, is just try to forget it. And that's exactly what I did. In fact, I was ordered to forget it. And so over the years, you just kind of lose track of some of the details. So much of this information that I'm presenting, it took years, really. It took literally years to recover. On March 24th, 1967, I was at Oscar Flight. I was sitting like that. And first I get a call from my topside guard saying that they're seeing strange lights in the sky. They're flying very fast, making odd maneuvers, reversing course on a dime, up and down, noiseless, no noise. They were not airplanes, he said. And so all the guards were watching this, and I think I even said, what are you trying to tell me? Are you seeing UFOs? And I was just half joking, because I certainly didn't take it seriously. And he said, well, sir, we don't know how to explain it. I said, okay, so basically hung up on it. And then 5 minutes later, he calls back, and this time he's screaming into the phone. He's very upset. He said he's got all the guards out there with their weapons drawn, and they're looking at a glowing red object just outside the front gate. Actually, it was just above the front gate. And I tried to get him to tell me what it looked like, but he said there was kind of a red haze around it. It was glowing. It was pulsating, but it did look a bit oval-shaped. It was about 40 feet in diameter, and he wanted me to tell him what to do next. Basically, I was a bit in shock at what he was telling me, and didn't quite understand, but he was clearly distressed. He was very upset, and all of a sudden he says, one of my guards got injured, I've got to go. And I told him, don't let anything inside the gate. Use whatever means you have to keep people out or anything out. He hung up, and I remember immediately looking over to my board, the status board, and thinking, somebody trying to shut me down here? Of course, this could have been some kind of a terrorist attack. It never entered my head then that this could have been some kind of a hoax they were trying to play upstairs. Believe me, this guy sounded very, very scared. So next thing I do, I go over to my commander, Fred Milo, and start to tell him about the phone calls, and all of a sudden I get these bells and whistles going on in the capsule, claxons. It's very loud. And we both look over at the board, and sure enough, bing, bing, bing. All of them, every one of them, as I had recalled, went no-go, meaning unlaunchable. We reported this to the command post, and I do remember Fred turning to me and saying the same thing happened at another site. So at that time I thought, well, the same thing happened that day at another site. But what he had heard from the command post was that the same thing had happened about a week earlier next thing, we had to send out guards out to some of the sites because we had security lights violations, and they saw the objects again. I'll play an audio here in a second. I confronted the flight security controller right after this happened. Well, not right after. We had to wait to get relieved by another crew. But he assured me that everything he told me was correct and true. Unfortunately, I was not able to talk to him at length because they had sent a helicopter out to get us and send us back to the debriefing. We walked into the squadron commander's office, and there was a member of AFOSI with papers in his hands, and they weren't really interested in listening to the story. My commander, who was an ex-B-17 World War II pilot, was white as a sheet. He assured me, because I asked him directly what the hell was going on, and he assured me that this was not any kind of Air Force exercise, and he didn't know what was going on. But they shoved these papers in front of us and told us to sign here. They were non-disclosure statements. I was never to talk about this to anyone. Family, other Air Force personnel, no one from this point on. So here I am talking about it. Can't keep a secret. Just a little bit about Colonel Fred Mywell. He retired as a full colonel. He's still alive and well, living a good life in Las Vegas. But he was base commander off at Air Force Base, which was SAC headquarters, Strategic Air Command headquarters, at the time he was there. So I'm just telling you, this guy was no slouch. you got to understand, this was the first time I had contacted Fred Wymald in about 30 years. And so we're kind of reviewing what had happened. What he's talking about here is, like I said, we had sent, after the main incident, we had sent guards out to the launch facilities and they saw these objects again. This is very frightening to them. I'll say that the day after we got really, I got a phone call from a couple of these guys, these guards, begging to come out and talk to them about what they had seen. And believe me, I wanted to go talk to them. But I was under a signed agreement, signed statement, security oath, not to talk to anybody about it. And it just kills me to this day that I was not able to discuss this with these guys because it was a very frightening experience for them. In 2010, Robert Hastings, this gentleman right here, and I organized a press conference in Washington, D.C. And this is a video of one of the fellows that supported my case, Colonel Arnie Ernison.
Back in 1967, I was